Now on CoastTV News.
The ongoing battle over offshore wind farms, the latest bold move from the White House, and how the wind company is responding. A special day on the coast and a fight that hits close to home. How one cancer survivor inspired a community to step up for a cause that could save lives.
The nice weekend weather continues into Sunday with warmer and more humid conditions, with rain chances increasing beginning on Tuesday. Details coming up next.
This is CoastTV News at 11.
Crossing the finish line, hundreds gathering today for the second annual Walk for Prostate Cancer. Good evening. Today is Saturday, September 13th. I'm Grace Eckerly, and welcome to CoastTV News at 11. We begin tonight with the second annual Walk for Prostate Cancer. The event hosted today by our very own chief meteorologist, Paul Williams, a prostate cancer survivor himself. On site were free, non-invasive PSA blood testing, entertainment, and a community committed to making a difference. Prostate cancer is the second most common cancer in men. That's after skin cancer. 1 in 8 men will be diagnosed in their lifetime. Early detection is crucial as prostate cancer has a nearly 100% 5-year survival rate.
We shouldn't lose a father, a son, a cousin, a nephew, a friend, and we shouldn't even lose an enemy. Even the enemy don't need to be lost to prostate cancer.
Paul says the event today raised almost 2 times the amount of money raised last year, with money supporting families battling prostate cancer. We're taking a live look into Dover now from our Bay Health Kent campus. Our first meteorologist, Bob Trihey, is joining us now in the studio.
Hey, good morning. I should say good evening and almost good morning, Grace, to you. And it really was a beautiful day for the prostate cancer walk. We had temperatures in the lower 80s, much of the inland areas of Delmarva, 81 in Salisbury, 80 in Georgetown, with Cambridge and Easton at 81. A little cooler at the coast, 75 in Ocean City, Wallops Island at 77. And naturally, it has cooled down under mostly clear skies. We're in the 50s and low 60s right now, 59 in Redden, 59 in Gumboro. A little milder at the beach is 69 in Ocean City, 66 in Bethany Beach, and dew point temperatures are in the upper 50s and lower 60s. So nearly a matching temperature and dew points. And that's when we have to be concerned about the possibility of some fog. And I think we could see some of that developing overnight. But right now, visibility pretty good. Most areas 10 miles, but 9 miles in Ocean City. So watch out for that potential of fog overnight with calm winds, a little bit of wind at the coast right now. Otherwise, we could be looking at some low clouds and fog developing once again through the overnight hours as high pressure is weakening. Clouds moving in from the northwest and the southeast as well. So just a few clouds overnight, and once again that threat for some fog into the morning hours. So midnight we're in the 50s and low 60s, and then that chance of fog and low clouds in the morning. And then that quickly burns off to temperatures in the 70s and then low 80s into the afternoon hours. So a good looking Sunday on the way with temperatures near normal, and we finally have some rain chances on the way coming up into next week. I'll talk about that coming up a little bit later on.
Thanks, Bob. The U.S. government moving to revoke U.S. wind's federal approval. On Friday, the Trump administration officially submitted its legal request for a judge to allow the government to drop approval for more than 100 turbines about 10 miles off of the Ocean City coast. The filing by Attorney General Pam Bondi office says that the Bureau of Ocean Energy Management identified errors with the project's approval, referring to them as, quote, substantial concerns. The U.S. wind project got initial federal approval from the Biden administration. This news is just the latest in a series of actions by the Trump administration to slow and stop the offshore wind projects altogether off the East Coast. U.S. Wind now responding by saying in part that they intend to, quote, vigorously defend those permits in federal court, and they are confident that the court will uphold their validity and prevent any adverse action against them. This federal approval not been revoked yet, but we're still waiting for a judge to allow for the approval to be pulled. So this legal maneuvering will continue. Crews from the Ellendale Fire Company and Sussex County paramedics responded to a crossbow shooting Friday night. Delmarva firefighters say it happened at the 19,000th block of Hummingbird Road in Ellendale. Those officials saying a man was shot in the foot with a crossbow, reportedly after an altercation. The victim was treated on scene. An alert to local drivers, Pettyjohn Road will be closed between Gravel Hill Road and Pretty Man Road. On your screen is a map of the area now. DelDOT says that closure starts Monday, September 15th at 7 a.m. for the week. DelDOT says the closure is necessary for a horizontal jack and bore on an Ivesite water main. An update for you tonight. Charlie Kirk's widow speaking out publicly for the first time since a conservative activist was shot and killed earlier this week. Erica Kirk defiant and referring to her husband as a martyr as she vows to continue his nationwide college tour. Morgan Shesky has been tracking it all and starts us off from Utah.
And our world is filled with evil. But our God, you guys, our God is so good.
Speaking publicly for the first time since the assassination of her husband, Erica Kirk stood last night by the very desk where the Turning Point USA founder would record his show, referring to him as a martyr.
The evildoers responsible for my husband's assassination have no idea what they have done. You have no idea the fire that you have ignited within this wife. The cries of this widow will echo around the world like a battle cry.
With crowds gathered outside, Kirk promised to press on with the nationwide college tour, along with the Charlie Kirk radio program and podcast.
The movement my husband built will not die. It won't. I refuse to let that happen. No one will ever forget my husband's name, and I will make sure of it.
Sharing her grief, she posted these images by her late husband's casket. Amid the mourning, authorities in Utah deepening their investigation into Tyler Robinson, the 22-year-old they believe fired the single fatal shot at Utah Valley University, killing Kirk. NBC News obtaining 911 calls through a public records request, capturing the chaos that followed.
The Kirk speaker, you just got shot in the head.
And what happened?
He's a speaker, famous guy, Speaker Kirk.
Where
he just got shot in the middle
you?
of his speech. I'm in the parking lot. Everybody's running.
Authorities believe this video shows Robinson escaping, jumping off a roof before running to a nearby wooded area. Two law enforcement officials briefed on the investigation saying Robinson's own father then assisted in the suspect being turned in.
We know the family was vital to making that happen.
An NBC News search of state and federal records found no indication of a prior criminal record for Robinson, whose political party was listed as none declared on his voter registration.
I woke up for work and saw his picture and immediately recognized him.
Jada Funk, still stunned. Her former classmate of 10 years is now being held for murder, describing him as a quiet, intelligent student.
I don't know what could have transpired to kind of turn him away from everything that he was working towards and doing well at, but yeah, I think it's just unfortunate all around.
Back here on our coast, 4 dirt bike riders are under arrest after fleeing from Cambridge police during a dangerous ride through city streets today. Cambridge officers saying they spotted 5 dirt bikers popping wheelies and riding without helmets. When police tried to pull them over, the riders took off, speeding through stop signs and weaving through traffic and ignoring speed limits. 4 of the 5 riders were eventually caught and arrested. A tragic accident involving 2 Caesar Rodney High School students has left 1 dead and another hospitalized. The Caesar Rodney School District confirmed today the incident involved an e-bike colliding with a school bus in Dover. Delaware State Police saying that a 14-year-old student died, while a 16-year-old suffered serious injuries. Neither student was wearing a helmet. The driver and elementary school students were on board but not hurt. The district now saying that counseling services will be available to students and staff this week. Ocean City officials now working on an ordinance that would restrict those e-bikes and electric scooters. The dangers gaining not just local but national attention. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither shows us the growing concern and how you can keep your children safe.
It's a popular way to get around. Electric scooters and bikes can get you where you're going fast. The doctors warn the rising number of them on the road is causing another kind of surge.
When we get our trauma alerts, a lot of times I'm thinking, okay, is it another e-bike or e-scooter injury? Because they become more and more common.
Pediatric trauma surgeon Dr. Mark Levy with Orlando Health says his hospital alone has seen a 250% increase in emergency room visits from e-bike and e-scooter accidents. But the American College of Surgeons says it's a problem nationwide, with more than 20,000 people hurt while riding electric bikes every year. About 3,000 of those require hospitalization.
E-scooters and e-bikes can attain speeds as high as 20 to 30 miles per hour. Some e-bikes can go as fast as 50 miles per hour.
Levy says head injuries are the most common, and there have also been deaths. He says many times riders he sees in the ER either didn't have a helmet or weren't wearing the right one. As speeds increase, Levy says a stronger helmet with a higher rating is needed for protection.
This helmet is rated a level 3 helmet, which would be up to 28 miles per hour. And you can see it has a kind of a full shell around it that protects the head. It's also harder than the other one and is better for these higher rates of speed.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
We are just getting started on Coast TV News tonight. A growing concern among many doctors, leaving those e-bikes still a danger. And the National Guard in D.C. having an unexpected effect on the sale of what? The answer may not be what you think.
Here's a look at your brunch cast heading into your Sunday. Looking good with partly cloudy skies early on in the mid-60s, warming through the 70s by early afternoon, then 80s. Then we're looking at a better rain chance into next week. Full forecast details coming up.
But first, we have your look at a week in review. Coast TV News at 11 will be back in just 60 seconds. From a Dagsboro man being denied his pet ducks to the breakup of the Rehoboth Beach Parking Garage Task Force. There was a lot going on this week here at the Coast, and Coast TV News' Charlie Sakaitis has a look at our week in review.
Monday in Dagsboro, an ordinance to modify the town's code was denied. One local man wanted to be able to keep his 5 ducks at home for educational purposes for his kids. But that's not allowed, and Michael Wolf says now he's going to have to bring the ducks to a family member's farm in Georgetown. Tuesday, Sussex County Council was pushed to reconsider some of its zoning restrictions for recreational marijuana after a word from the governor, Matt Meyer. Right now, all marijuana stores must be 3 miles away from schools and churches. Any changes that do get made would require a new ordinance. Wednesday, a reminder: EV and hybrid vehicle owners in Delaware have a new fee heading their way starting October 1. Earlier this year, state lawmakers passed a bill that adds an extra fee on top of the annual registration fee for EV cars. This is to make up for the loss of revenue collected through gas taxes. Thursday, the Sussex County Land Use Reform Group finished up their work, and they are now passing on recommendations for the future of growth in southern Delaware. Those recommendations will now head to County Council for consideration. Friday, the Rehoboth Beach Parking Garage Task Force disbanded. They hadn't had a meeting since 2019. They held one Friday and ultimately decided the city isn't going to build a parking garage, and the group is no longer needed. For your Week in Review, I'm Charlie Sakaitis.
Here's a live look into Salisbury right now, 58 degrees. We're looking at the possibility of some fog overnight. Watch for that, and cooling through the 50s as we have a nice end to the weekend, and then increasing rain chances as we go into next week. I'll have your full forecast details after the break. It's been a gorgeous weekend thus far. Lots of sunshine, and then this Saturday near 80 degrees. And now it's obviously cooling off as we're near midnight. Gateway Subaru Cam 69 in Ocean City. Ferris wheel looking very festive in the distance, and temperatures falling into the 50s and low 60s at the beaches. Here's your storyline to round out the weekend. It will be warmer, a little more humid too, with a mix of sun and clouds. And we need the rain. It looks like the rain finally does increase and move into Delmarva later Tuesday through Wednesday and Thursday, as we're watching an area of low pressure along the coast, which could bring some beneficial rains. Right now it's dry out there. Temperatures in the 50s and low 60s inland, around 60 in Georgetown and Millsboro, 58 in Gumboro, 59 in Willards, a little milder at the beaches, 67 in Bethany Beach, and Rehoboth right now at 68. And we've got dew points right now in the 50s and 60s. And when you get the temperature and the dew points that are nearly matching, and that's when we're concerned about the potential for fog. Now, right now, at all the official reporting stations, the visibility is around 10 miles. It was 9 in Ocean City, but do watch for radiation fog developing through the overnight into tomorrow morning, as we have mainly calm conditions right now, very little in the way of wind, and some clouds and maybe low clouds and fog beginning to develop across parts of Delmarva, as we're seeing the clear skies beginning to go away. Kind of a squeeze play here. We've got clouds moving in from the south and also clouds from the north and west, but nothing in the way of precipitation, as high pressure is beginning to weaken, and that will allow the humidity to return as this high moves off the coast. And then we're watching this system across the southeast coast, which I think will start to move to the north as we go through the next couple of days and give us that chance of rain as we go into next week. Now, it's been a dry time this past week. You can see the dew points have been in the comfortable range, but then we start getting muggy into this week and pretty humid, I think, into the middle to latter part of the week. Along the coast on Sunday, looking good, mid to upper 70s, Lewis, Rehoboth to Dewey Beach, and mid to upper 70s from Bethany Beach to Chincoteague as well. So really nice beach weather. Once again, watch for that fog as we go into tomorrow morning. Otherwise, it quickly burns off, and we'll be looking at temperatures by afternoon into the lower 80s and lower 70s at the beaches. As we go into Sunday evening, we're looking at clear skies, and then Monday morning back to work and school, we're looking at temperatures into the 60s and 70s. With a weak cold front coming in, the winds come off the ocean and just slightly cooler as we go into your Monday with temperatures in the mid to upper 70s. Then we're watching low pressure moving up the coast. That will increase the winds and moisture and rain into Wednesday. Some of that could be moderate to heavy. I think that rain lingers into early Thursday and then drying things out by Friday. 60 tonight, mostly clear, patchy fog, 79 as we go into tomorrow. Actually, we're looking at 82 as we go into your Sunday. Paul Davis 7-day forecast, 79 on Monday. That rain later Tuesday, 73. Wednesday looking like a soaker at 72. Lingering showers Thursday, then warmer and drier Friday into the weekend.
Thanks, Bob. A bookstore in D.C. reporting sales are down a whopping 60% since the federal surge began. NBC's Jackie Benson reports on their fight for survival.
The air just feels different when you step into Loyalty Bookstore on busy Upshur Street Northwest near Georgia Avenue. The small but beautifully arranged space feels calm, welcoming, and safe.
Our neighborhood in Petworth can sustain a small business that focuses on unique and diverse voices.
The books are here.
Yeah, we have the front list and the back list.
Loyalty is an independent bookstore that has for 6 years provided Petworth with a gem of a third space filled with books that reflect the rich diversity of the neighborhood.
Okay.
Co-owner Hannah Oliver Depp says the federal takeover, which came during a traditionally slow summer month and on top of the DOGE federal job cuts that leave many customers cutting back, has been very painful.
For the month of August, we were down about 60% year over year. The vibe is bad. People are in pain, they're suffering, they're scared, they're upset. Not-for-profits who might be aligned with us, schools, libraries, etc., but who feared repercussions if they were seen to support a Black, queer, Asian, disability-owned independent bookstore.
Loyalty, though hard hit, is not alone. A September 3rd article in Publishers Weekly, which covers the book business, found nearly every bookstore in the district suffered a loss in business during the surge of federal law enforcement, ICE arrests, and patrols by National Guard troops.
I was not surprised by my findings, and
it was interesting just hearing the different experiences of the bookstores and the varied degrees to which the bookstores were impacted. And most of it is due to their location, due to the neighborhood. Is their neighborhood being targeted?
Publishers Weekly correspondent Claire Kirk, a frequent visitor to the district, says DC's independent bookstores need the public support now more than ever.
After the break, here on Coast TV News at 11, a win for Delaware. What led up to the Blue Hens' thrilling victory? Stay tuned. An absolute thriller in Newark this afternoon. In overtime, Delaware quarterback Nick Minachucci with the quarterback keeper for the game-winning touchdown as the Blue Hens beat Connecticut 44-41. It's Delaware's first win over the FBS team in their first year as an FBS program. The Hens improving to 2-1 on the season. In your health news, a source says FDA officials are preparing analyses that may tie the COVID-19 vaccine to safety risks in children and pregnant women. The source says officials are sourcing data sets for case reports of congenital deformities in babies after their mothers received the vaccine during pregnancy. The expected data will be presented at next week's meeting of a vaccine advisory committee. But please note, CDC studies have shown the COVID-19 vaccine is safe during pregnancy. After the break here on Coast TV News at 11, we're taking a live look into Dover. We have your final check on your forecast. Coast TV News returns in just a few moments.
We have a gorgeous end to the weekend on tap for Del Mar. Out the door in the morning, watch for areas of patchy fog if you're heading out to church. Otherwise, that burns off quickly. And we're looking at temperatures, I think, by the afternoon into the lower 80s, around 82. Here's your Paul Davis 10-day forecast. Monday, 79. Then we increase rain chances later Tuesday, 73. I think Wednesday's the wettest day, lower 70s, lingering showers Thursday. Warming up Friday and next Saturday, another chance of rain by Sunday, and maybe lingering showers past that into early next week.
Thanks, Bob, and thank you for joining us here at Coast TV News at 11. For more local news and weather, you can download our Coast TV News app. Saturday Night Live starts right now. Have a great night.